Florence d'Harcourt, Gardens of Nacqueville. The Gardens of Nacqueville were created in 1830 by Hippolyte de Tocqueville and his wife who lived here. They recruited a landscaper from the School of Capability Brown in England as they wished to create an English garden. That garden was created around three main aspects: running waters, wooded hills and very interesting views. So I used to come here as a child to come and visit my grandparents who would invite us during the school holidays. We used to have a lovely time, but I never thought I would live here. I inherited this property in 2000 and my husband and children and I were all living in Australia at the time. We did hesitate quite a bit before moving, but we finally thought we could do something wonderful here. It was a huge project. When we first arrived here, we thought the task was immense. So in the first instance, because we didn't know much about the plants in the northern hemisphere, we decided to preserve the park as it was, and we did that for quite a few years. So each owner has his own touch and he likes to put it in the park in subtle ways. My great-great-grandfather was an engineer building sea walls in the sea, and he decided to build hydraulic systems in the park. My grandmother liked arum lilies very much, and she built some special casings in the cascades to grow them easily. My father loved his trees, so he replanted the park after a huge storm and added a few line of trees. I personally like the English garden touch. What I enjoy is having a garden where plants grow effortlessly. And that one thinks that man has no impact in it. So I get lots of ideas from English gardens where plants grow that way, I find. And also I get lots of advice from old English friends of mine. In those gardens we have a very acid soil that is excellent for rhododendrons, azaleas, camellias, hydrangeas. And I do not want this place to become a botanical garden as such. Therefore, I only plant plants that enjoy this soil and are comfortable here. This is a lovely place to live in. Also, our visitors love coming here. We like to share the place with them. We can meet them on the lawns and they can discover all the plants and the varieties that we have. The public loves coming here. They think this place is so peaceful. When they arrive at the end of that long avenue, that long walk, they finally understand that this is a magical place to come and relax. These gardens are created around a valley. The valley has running water coming from the woods into the center of the valley, into river, through a lake and into the sea, which gives a wonderful perspective and view from the back of the valley onto the sea. From this valley, which is very secret, we still have a huge opening onto the sea, and therefore when we can see huge liners like the Queen Elizabeth II, when they go by, they fill in the whole gap of the seafront, which is absolutely beautiful. And the funny thing is, when you then go onto the sea yourself, either on a ferry to England or on a little boat, then you try to find and see the valley, but you can't because it's actually closed down behind you when you left.